Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring, Sekiro. What do all these have in common? They may all be owned by PlayStation here relatively soon. That's right. You guys heard me right. Looks like PlayStation might be owning FromSoftware in the future. We got a lot to talk about. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Ad here, coming at you another video. Today we're going to be talking about acquisitions. Now, you guys know when it comes to acquisitions, most of the time when we're talking about acquisitions, it's something related to Xbox or, Microsoft. Now, I will say, even though we don't hear PlayStation buying studios a whole lot, they have done it in the past. They bought Bungie. They bought a lot of the key talent they have currently, which is like Naughty Dog. They have been open to buying stuff. Especially the past couple years, they have bought quite a bit of studios. But we haven't really seen too many big purchases besides Bungie. And you can make the argument that they regret that pretty heavily right now. So as of right now, it does look like they are interested in picking up the parent company for FromSoftware. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to pronounce their name because I'm a butcher it. So, I'm gonna save you guys putting the pronunciations in the comment section now, because I know how you guys like to operate. I ain't letting you catching me slipping. You guys can proactively put that stuff in the comment section already. I ain't doing it. But anyway, so what's been going on is there is some reports coming through stuff. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and look on Twitter. We're going to read pretty much what's what I'm looking for. We're going to read the highlights of what's going on. Now, I did relatively talk about this a little bit in a previous video I did talking about Jeff Keighley, but now since this seems to be genuine and like this seems to be going through, now we're going to actually, really talk about this. Reports new info about the potential Sony, and I'm not even trying, acquisition. They've been trying for years. We have heard a variety of times throughout the years. I think I've made videos about it that Sony was looking to buy this company. Now, people said, well, why would they, FromSoftware? Look, even though FromSoftware probably has it's not for everyone. The game's not designed for everyone. So when you're not really trying to appeal to the whole market of gaming, some people won't understand how serious this is. Elden Ring was a game-defining genre. Elden Ring did so much, and so did Dark Souls. People don't understand how many times FromSoftware literally generated an entire genre. They call it Souls-like for a reason. I don't think people put enough respect on FromSoftware. They've been trying for years. Sony only wanted the anime and video game divisions. They want Sony to acquire the whole company, and they appear to be close to an agreement. Now, let's talk about the real reason I feel like Sony is really approaching them. Look, it's no secret that Sony as a whole, they've had to shed a lot of their other businesses. Look, are they still in the TV business? I don't know. Put in the comment section below. I don't see too many people talking about Sony TVs like that anymore. I think they are still in the TV business, but they have had to downsize to a huge degree. PlayStation and Sony, especially Sony went and they invested into buying Crunchyroll. Then they bought Funimation. It might be the other way around, but they're getting real big into the anime world, and I think PlayStation wants another gauntlet in their hand. They want another stone in their hand. Right now they got gaming, they still do movies, they want that anime part. And I think that's the real reason that they're targeting anime. They're targeting this company is because of the anime division. This company that owns FromSoftware, they own a huge distribution for anime. Now, and they own a couple IPs, I believe, but this is mainly for they're able to really, dictate what happens with the anime that they have, because they have the Funimation, they have Crunchyroll, so they can do a lot more if they own this company as well. Now, a lot of people say when it comes to monopoly-wise, is this good for the anime industry? Look, as someone that frequently consumes anime, I can't for sure say if it's a monopoly or not. It's not my job. That there's regulatory companies around the world that are going to determine that for PlayStation if this ends up being the case that they're wanting to purchase this company. I do think that even though anime has gotten a lot more mainstream, it's not gotten to the point where a lot of these, government officials that are part of these organizations are going to even really care if this industry is monopolized. Because to me, it's not about is it monopolized or not. It's about can they feel they can make money off it in the future. There's a lot of reasons why companies break up stuff, especially when it comes to politics. Politics goes in a huge degree on it. But, pulling back on that, let's talk about the gaming aspect. They own FromSoftware. They own the company that makes Sparkling Zero. They do own a good amount in terms of gaming. I would say Sony is leaning way more towards the anime portions because they want to be as dominant as they possibly can be when it comes to the anime portions. They want to have a huge, huge hand on the anime. But the video games, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Sekiro, I think Activision owns the publishing rights to Sekiro. But, here, let's be honest here. FromSoftware and PlayStation and Sony have been working together for years. This makes sense in terms of what's going on. Now, in terms of what they're going to do here going forward, I do know that Jason Schreier said that, he's been told or something like that. I don't remember exactly the verbiage he used, but he kind of made it allude that even if they do buy this, FromSoftware games will continue to be multi-plat. My thing with that is the way things are going with PlayStation. They have put certain games on the Switch, but notice, like, besides MLB The Show, none of the games are on Xbox. Like, none. So that's why it makes me feel like, yeah, PlayStation might make these games more multi-plat, but I wouldn't hold it past them to still do timed exclusivity. It's like, look, Elden Ring 2, we're going to have this on PlayStation exclusively for 6 months. Then it's going to go on PC. And then maybe Xbox, or maybe it'd go to Xbox with the PC version, or maybe they wouldn't go to Xbox entirely. They haven't really showed me too much consistency to make me think that their games as a first party aspect and not something that they fight with when it comes to like Kojima or, other games that's coming to Xbox with the MLB licensing. They haven't shown me enough consistency to make me think, yeah, they're open to games going multi-plat, games going to PC more, maybe even day and date. But to me, they haven't showed anything that says that they're open to their games going to Xbox. Is this something that might happen? Yes, it might be one of those situations where if they're talking to the regulatory divisions, that might be something that is put in place to keep them from being a monopoly in certain these aspects. I don't think they'll have too much issues in the gaming aspect because even if they bought this studio still isn't like on the scale of an ABK. Like, to me, Microsoft was able to get away with the ABK purchase. That on the gaming aspect is worse than this, the ABK. But I will say on the anime portion, I don't know if PlayStation and Sony's going to be able to purchase this company. Look, at the end of the day, even if they do buy this company and they came out and they announced that all FromSoftware games are exclusive, you know what I'm doing? I'm buying a PlayStation. It's competition. This is one of the reasons that I'm screaming from the rooftops all the time that Xbox needs to be more dominant when it comes to their own IPs. Because there's nothing stopping companies like PlayStation, from going out and purchasing and locking down third-party exclusives. Now, I will say, and I think it is fair to say, that a lot of these people are staying away from the timed exclusivity thing. We're seeing it with, the people that made that Crimson Desert game. There's a lot of aspects going on that I will say they are leaning more towards away from the third-party aspect. No more timed exclusives. Is there obviously companies that's still going to do it? Of course. There's companies that still need that extra buffering when it comes to that. But what I will say is, for the most part, I don't think it's going to happen as much. So it is interesting if they do get FromSoftware, what do they do with those IPs? Is, Elden Ring going to be an exclusive when it comes to the sequel? What happens if they make a Bloodborne 2? You know, if Sony has more say on what happens at From Software, they might force a Bloodborne 2. I don't know. I think, in my personal opinion, they might make like Elden Ring 2 a multi-plat, and then when it comes to anything new, they might look in there and say, well, you know what, this game looks pretty interesting. I think we want this for 6 months of its timed exclusivity. Then they might do Elden Ring 2 as a timed exclusive too. I don't know. Part of me thinks that Sony would put this everywhere but Xbox. Day and date too. I don't know, man. You know, but at the end of the day, that's their that's their given talent. You know, they're able to go out here and make these decisions, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's like I said, that's one of the reasons I want Microsoft to start using their exclusives to draw lines in the sand, because Sony's got no issue using money and their exclusives to draw a line in the sand. And when you're losing some exclusives because Sony's locking them behind timed exclusives, and then you're losing some just because the company doesn't seem like the Xbox is a good fit out the gate. They might port to it later. You got a huge uphill battle to me, man. You know, I want Xbox and PlayStation to do well, and here's the thing: these games might easily be multi-plat, but I don't think we can just assume that, because Sony has shown time and time again that they're going to do what's right by their consumers, by their gamers. And even though that might not be right by the Xbox consumer or the PC consumer, they do whatever they can to keep their ecosystem happy. And so it is what it is on that. But anyway, that's it for the video. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Very curious to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think that they would make them exclusive? I don't know. Do you think it's more about gaming or the anime thing? I think it's more about the anime, but I do think gaming is something that they are interested in. Definitely put it in the comment section below. I'm very interested to hear you guys' opinion. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You can always sub to the channel. We make weekly content over here. You can follow me on Twitter at LordAddictILP. And also, go over there and follow Addict Arena on YouTube. It's my streaming channel. We just kick it, talk about games, play games. We just do whatever we want as a community. But anyway, I appreciate everyone for coming through. Until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace. Man, if they brought From Software, that would be crazy. I don't even want to know what's going to happen in the future after that. Twitter that day is going to be crazy.